All right, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Today we're going to talk about butter sausage.
Fantastic. It's my favorite pastime.
That's still one of my favorite clips.
Oh yeah,
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's great. Did you ever watch the series? I think it was a Comedy Central series, late '90s, early 2000s. It was called "I'm with Busey."
Oh, I haven't.
It was this young guy who was I think he was a budding filmmaker. I don't know if it was documentaries or what, but he had somehow hooked up with Gary Busey. And in the intro to the show, he explains about how Gary Busey was his favorite actor, and he just absolutely loved the guy and always wanted to meet him and spend time with him. And so I'm sure a lot of it was scripted, but it was basically this guy hanging out with Busey and Busey just being just batshit crazy. Great,
so normal.
Great show called "I'm with Busey," and he would just get together with him, almost like an intern or an assistant would get together with an actor, and do things for them. But it was just all weird, crazy stuff that Busey wanted to do.
That's awesome.
And some of it just pushed the boundaries of safety. It was crazy stuff. It was a great series, really funny. But yeah, Busey's awesome.
I love Busey.
Yeah,
I love Busey. I get introduced to him from the movie Point Break.
yeah. That
And
was
I've
a killer
actually
movie.
have been trying to find an autograph of him,
Mhm.
but it has to be Point Break
Mhm.
for my collection.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite movies.
yeah. Busey developed a bit of a reputation for for his behavior since he had the head trauma from the motorcycle accident he had, and that damaged some things. So it kind of a lot of his inhibitions were gone at that point. But man, acting wise, he just such a great actor.
He's a great actor.
God, a lot of his early stuff, the Buddy Holly story, and
Yep.
yeah, just brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he went off his rockers. We were talking after the podcast last time about Cousin Eddie. God, what's his name?
Every time I want to think about it, it eludes me. And there's people out there screaming his name right now.
Yeah.
You idiots! Yeah,
Dennis Quaid? No.
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. Yeah.
That's how I always remember his name, is I have to think of his brother. And I love Randy Quaid in movies. I mean, I just his name always escapes me.
He'll always be Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he's in.
Yeah,
That's all I see is Cousin Eddie.
yeah,
That's like the American Pie movies with Stifler.
yeah.
Anything I see him in,
Yeah.
he's still that role ruined him.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard they're thinking about making another American Pie,
Oh, another one.
like a final
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I don't know. I read something about it, and there's going to be another actor in it. I can't remember who it was at the time.
Yeah.
Right now, I have all this information. It's like every time we do a damn video,
Yeah.
it just escapes my mind. So yeah, welcome back. It's been a hell of a week for us. Jessica's cancer numbers were kind of messed up, so she's been down all week. And then Friday, my son had to go to the hospital. He's type 1 diabetic, and just sometimes it hits the fan, and he went at DKA, and we were in the emergency room for 20 hours.
What's DKA for the people at home that don't know?
Oh, geez. So I'm not going to try to pronounce this,
Uh-huh.
but it's basically a diabetic. When your blood sugar runs high for too long, your blood system builds ketones.
Okay.
And when the ketones get high, it basically turns your blood to acid.
Oh,
And that's what ultimately kills diabetics.
okay.
And his was, it was just a fluke thing. Where his pump site went in, that little tube didn't go in his body, it kinked.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica kept trying to get his sugar down, and it wouldn't. So after a few hours of that, then she's like, okay, we're gonna have to give him a shot, but something's wrong with the site. So she changed the site, but she gave him a shot. But by then he starts throwing up and just feeling like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Got signs of DKA, so we took him to the children's hospital. And sure enough, and then they put him on a sugar water drip, a fluid drip, and an insulin drip. And they got all his numbers back to normal, so we put the pump back on him. They had him eat. We bolused for the carbs, and he shot right back up, went back in DKA. And so when he took the site off, we discovered a second time in a row that little tube that's supposed to go in his body kinked.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't getting insulin, which that happens, and it's happened before, but 2 of them in a row has never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we put the third side on, while he was still at the hospital, everything worked as it should. So yeah, it's been
And that was how long? How long were you there?
20 hours.
20 hours.
20 hours in the ER.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you earlier, I can't remember the last time I even stayed up 20 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and anyone that has small kids knows if you go to the ER, you're there at least 4.
Yeah.
At least 4 hours, and that's just someone getting to see you. Even if they see you for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you're there for 4 hours. So, man, 20 hours, that's just awful.
20 hours in the ER. It
Yeah.
was, we got released as 2:56 in the morning,
Yeah.
and we bolted.
Yeah.
We got in the car, we got home about 3:15, 3:16. That was Friday into Saturday morning, and we did not sleep.
Yeah.
Or no, we did sleep all Saturday. That's all our day was,
Yeah.
is taking naps off and on, and we did meet some friends for dinner, but
Yeah.
it was brutal.
That's rough. I'm glad he's okay, for sure. Oh, and you talked, just to give the folks a heads up, you talked about you and Carson doing some videos of talking about his
It's just diabetes. Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Carson, it was an idea that I had, because there's not a lot of, there may be, but the videos of the kid actually talking about what he goes through daily and
Yeah.
what makes him feel this and that. So yeah, here in the very near future, we'll be releasing a vlog of Jessica, Carson, and I talking about diabetes. We'll talk about the parents' end of it.
Yeah.
While he talks about his end of it and how he deals with daily activities, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah, because you know, especially at that age, you know, you think about someone dealing with a condition like that, and that's I can't imagine being that age and having to constantly be aware.
it's we just passed his, we call it diaversary. July 10th. It was 12 years.
Yeah.
He got diagnosed when he was 2 years old, a week before his 3rd birthday.
Yeah.
And so we've been dealing with this, and knock on wood, he hasn't been hospitalized before,
Yeah.
you know. But like the doctor says, I mean, you play by the book,
Yeah.
you play by the rules, but diabetes doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's say an Eddie Vedder quote: "I know all the rules, but the rules didn't know me." That's the way diabetes is with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been exhausting. But he's back to normal.
Good.
He's back to talking trash
Good.
and being him.
Yeah.
So
Being your son. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Cool.
tell him about your adventure.
I have spent off and on around rain and other things, other responsibilities. I've spent the bulk of my weekend putting together an outdoor play set for my son. So, you know, so far so good. It's just slow going. When I opened it up, it came in one massively long box,
Yeah, of course.
and two fairly large but smaller boxes, and it's all, you know, like cedar planks, you know. So, and they're lettered and numbered on the ends. So I spend a lot of time looking for what the parts I need, and then going through all the different screws and bolts. And there's a ton of those, a lot of pieces to consider, but It's been fun. It's been an adventure. But when I first opened it, I noticed the user manual said average build time for 2 people is 7 hours. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be minimum double that for me. and probably longer. I worked, for a few hours Friday night. It was delivered while I was at work Friday. Worked for a few hours Friday night, accomplished a lot, and everything was really good. Worked off and on for 2 or 3 hours yesterday around other things, and then I did a little bit this morning, and I'll probably be back at it. If the rain holds off, I'll be back at it tonight. Yeah. So it may be another couple days before I'm finished, but bit by bit. My son is as typical an 8-year-old as he is, and impatient and he gets tunnel vision. He wants something. He doesn't think about anything else. Typical kid. I was the same way. Still am sometimes.
I was gonna say I'm in my 40s and I still am that way.
But he's been incredibly patient and incredibly good about it. There have been 2 or 3 times where he's been outside, watching me build it and helping a little bit, and I'll be like, oh, I did this wrong. I got to redo this. I did this wrong. He goes, do I need to go in? Do I need to? I'm going to go in and watch my tablet. It's like, okay, because he knows I get frustrated, and there's, I've just got to fix it and move on.
Once a dad gets frustrated, the kids tend to clear the room.
They learn. They learn.
I hated putting shit together for my kids. I really did. You want them to have these cool things.
Yeah.
Until you get it and you're just like, seriously? Yeah. Or I feel they put things a lot better. Like we bought a couple shelves, like the shelf in the living room stuff. That was fairly easy to put together. But back in the day, that shit was frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
And you always have extra parts. So you just make it work.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell do these go to?
Yeah. Well, like I told you, the only real mistake I've made was there's a fort tower thing that I have to put together. And on one of the sides to it, one of the beams at the back, I actually put it on backwards. So a lot of the drill holes weren't present. They were on the inside. So I had to put the other side together first and then drill holes and put this side on. But it was an easy fix, luckily, for something I had to just wing and try to correct.
Right.
So everything's coming together just fine.
Sometimes you got to jig rig it.
Yeah.
We were putting stuff together. We bought a big shelf to put in our bedroom.
Mm.
It's like 3 sides, real tall.
Yeah.
And I started putting it together, and Jessica and I had to run somewhere. And so while we were gone, Carson decided he was going to try to finish it. Bless his heart.
Yeah.
We get back, and he's like, it's missing this piece. This doesn't match up. So he undid everything. I was halfway done.
Yeah.
Undid it because he thought I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And turned out he just ruined it. So I'm just like, what the hell, dude? Like, leave it alone. So I had to completely take it apart and start all over again. And he's like, well, I read the direction. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You may have, but you read them incorrectly. Yeah, that happens.
Jiminy's.
Yeah. So my weekend wasn't as stressful or scary as yours, but I am feeling it physically because I'm sitting on a hard garage floor and hard ground and putting things together and holding things and lifting things. It's I can feel it.
At our age, it doesn't. We're not as resilient as that. I was talking to my friend Dane yesterday. He called to check on Carson, and one of his questions was, is this gonna have like an effect? Like, is the body gonna be sore or anything? Which he's not. But it led us to talk about the same thing. It's like, back when we were kids, we just bounce up and keep going. Now, if we fall just right, it's a good week before we start feeling back to normal.
Yeah.
So, you're going to be like a bruised turd for a while.
Yeah, I'll be sore for a while. I've noticed we have this strategically placed ottoman in our bedroom, and on occasion I'll bang my shin on it. And it'll be like weeks later, and I'm like, I still have a bruise there. What's going on?
I saw this video. It's like a Ring camera or something on these people's driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband's working on something, and the wife is trying to get stuff out of the back of her car. She's kind of overloading herself, and the thing's like kind of like starting to shut, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, help me. And so he goes over, he kind of like runs over there, but he cracks his shin on the hitch.
Oh, that's pain.
And he had to stop, and he's like bent over, and she's like, help me. And not realizing he's in pain. And she finally turns around and sees him, drops the stuff. And
yeah.
If you've never cracked your shin on a hitch, it hurts like hell.
Well, if you've never cracked your shin on a trailer hitch on a vehicle, especially a pickup truck, you're not from the South.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I've done it multiple times, and yeah, it's just something that happens to everyone.
I've cracked it on there, knowing it was there.
Yeah.
But you just, oh my goodness. And talking about cuss words.
Yeah, that's some pain. Because it's not moving.
It's not.
There's no give on there. Yeah, that is pain.
So the other day we recorded with Chris from the other podcast, and
yep,
we were outside. I feel we need to introduce everybody to the new phrase.
Okay, you go ahead. This is your discovery. It's hilarious, but yeah, it's your baby.
So afterwards, we went outside to have a cigar, and we're just shooting the shit. There's on the internet, YouTube, TikTok, Reels, all of it. You can find it. It's called The Second Date Update by Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And what it is when somebody goes on a date, and either person, they'll try to get a hold of them after the date, and they just totally ghost them. So what the radio station does is call that person that's ghosting them, gets them on the phone, finds out why they're ghosting them, and then they tell their side of the story, and then the other person jumps in, and they either agree to go on a second date, and the radio station will pay for it, or they don't. They go their separate ways, which I would say 8 out of 10 times they go their separate ways.
Yeah.
And so this male and female went out on a date, and he wasn't returning the calls. And so when they got on the radio, he was saying that she just kind of grossed him out. And I guess halfway through their meal, she had to go to the bathroom, and she said, went up to his ear and whispered and said, "Hey, I'll be back. I got to go honk out a dirt snake." Honk out a dirt snake.
I'd never heard that phrase before.
And but it was hilarious.
Very funny. It's
hilarious.
It's never not funny. It's always funny.
It's I'm sure there's someone's watching this is like, you guys are fucking.
Yeah, no, just imagine being on a first date and you're sitting there and your date gets up to leave and says that to you. Yeah.
Whispers in her ear, "I'll be back. I gotta go honk out a dirt snake."
Yeah. I mean, we're so used to guys being crude.
Yeah.
But something like that coming from a girl you just met, you're not used to that at all.
No.
Yeah. That's great.
Like, I wouldn't, if I was on a first date, I wouldn't be able to tell him I have to go do that.
Yeah, just excuse me, I'll be right back.
Yeah. You know, but for her to do that, so it mortified
not only to
him.
announce it, but to announce it in that manner, with those words.
You'll have to look it up. You can just type in "honk out a dirt snake" and it has the whole clip.
Yeah, and we're somewhat immune to the shock factor of it, so it doesn't have the full effect. But when you hear them talking about it, you know, the crew and the people talking to the guy, they lose it. Their reaction is just as much fun as the phrase. So I have to ask you: do you know what the resolution of that was? Did they go out on a second date?
They did not go out on a second.
Okay,
they did not go out.
That's a shame, because when we talked about it last time we were together, Chris pointed out, you know, you go out with a girl like that, that's a keeper. Because there's nothing you can do that's ever going to shock her or gross her out or, you know, disgust her. I mean, that's really a keeper. Coming from a guy's perspective.
Right. I'll have to find it, the whole thing, and send it to you.
Yeah.
But she jumps in, and like her argument's kind of like, everybody does it. You know, he's like, you don't have to announce it, you know, type thing. But yeah, they did not go out on a second date.
Yeah.
There's multiple of the videos. If it's called Second Date Update, look it up. It's pretty entertaining.
Years and years ago, I was working a retail job, and there were a couple of girls that I worked with, and they were joking around one day. They would say things of a similar nature to this guy that worked with us, because it just completely grossed him out to know that girls do that like guys do, you know, like everyone. And he would like start gagging. I mean, it affected him that much. So
holy crap.
Yeah, there's some people that just can't get over the fact that we're all animals.
Yeah,
you know?
And every living thing does it.
Yeah. It's funny though. Something I kind of thought about earlier, and I don't know how much conversation this will generate, but we've kind of discussed off and on synchronicities and randonautica and weirdness and going to places locally. I wanted to ask you, because growing up, I grew up in kind of an odd town. And my friends and I used to talk about this. In fact, one of them that was really, really obsessed with this idea is Brandon Welch, who did some of the music.
Oh, he does our intro music.
Yeah, our intro music.
Okay. What's up, Brandon? Thank you, by the way.
Absolutely, Brandon. Send more, Brandon. We'll mix it up if you want to send more. And
yes.
Get some different songs in. But
get weird.
Yeah. But he excels at that. He's great. But he and a couple other guys that we knew kind of started talking about how the whole county we lived in was kind of weird. You know, they noticed, and you know, just driving around with your friends when you're in high school and college, you start picking up on weird things. And there was one guy, Brandon and some of his close friends, they're mutual friends, but they were hanging out a lot at the time. They even did a short film called The Jogger, because they would be driving around town and they would see this guy dressed in a jogging suit. They'd see him all over town, but they never saw him jog. And every time they'd see him, he'd just kind of be hanging around, like in a store or in front of a store or on a corner somewhere. Never saw him jogging. And so they kind of ran with that idea and made this short film called The Jogger, where every time this guy would see this jogger, the jogger would like teleport and be in weird. It was a fun little thing that they did, but weird little eccentric things like that. And it got me thinking. They even did some research on Saline County, and they found out that Saline County, where we grew up, has an extraordinarily high number of abandoned graveyards, really old graveyards that are just left and unkept. And we've even ages ago, when I was talking to you and Eric about that float trip story, we came across a graveyard in the middle of the woods that had been abandoned. Everything was overgrown. The graves were from the 1800s. So there's a lot of stuff like that in Saline County. And they also, I think they somehow or another saw that it was on a ley line, which is kind of a fringe idea. It's a little more accepted now, but ley lines are lines that it's almost like a grid on the planet, but they intersect like places like Stonehenge or places of worship. So, and there also tends to be some weird activity or paranormal energy around ley lines and places of religious and historical significance like those. The theory is that they're that they're kind of residual paths of energy, like they were places of pilgrimage where people would travel.
Okay. And
so they're almost like paranormal paths or highways. You know, a lot of people would travel these things regularly to go to these places. So people think they kind of have residual energy from that. So, you know, they somehow they determined, and I don't think it was just speculation. I think they looked it up in a book somewhere, that there was some kind of ley line activity going through our county, which might account for some of the strangeness and weirdness. And when you're in high school and college, and you're driving around at midnight, you get together with your friends, you eat at Waffle House, and you're driving around, you run into some weird folks almost anywhere. But
Right.
there was, I mean, it was guaranteed we would run into some weird people. So I wanted to ask you, not just with your job takes you all over this area, but not just with your job, you tend to also like to just drive a lot of the roads and back roads. In fact, every time we've gone out, you're familiar with the area, wherever it is. I wanted to know if there were any particular spots or areas that just felt weird or off to you, something that we might want to go and just record and kind of get a lay of the land, and get a feel for anything strange.
So the number one that comes to mind is actually on the lake. There's a cove on the lake. It's where the Fords Creek drains into it.
Okay.
And every single time that I've been there, I've had a massive panic attack, and I avoid it like the plague.
Really?
I don't. I get this feeling of doom. Like it severely affects me.
Yeah.
And I can't. I've gone there. The first time we went there, we went out. We were going there fishing. We wanted to go where the creek ran in, and we haven't been in that spot of the lake at the time. And we get back there, and I just start feeling real panicky, real anxious. Heart starts racing, and you end up having a panic attack to the point it's like, I need to get the hell out of here.
Wow.
And then so
we have to go now.
It's we went back another time, and it was the same thing. And I remember telling my friend Jeff, like, there's bad energy here. I don't know if something happened, but it just very negative. It brings my mood down. It puts me in a panic. My heart races. And then there's one time we were out on the lake with some friends. We were drinking, having a good time, and I wasn't paying attention where we were at, and we get in this spot, and I'm just like, I'm feeling real anxious, real negative energy, just not feeling well at all. It's like, where are we at? And people were like, oh, shit, some cove. It's a pretty deep cove. I looked on my phone, and sure enough, that we were in that cove. And it's just like, I don't know. There's bad energy in that cove.
Yeah.
Like very bad energy, and I don't know.
Now, has it ever affected anybody else that
Nope,
you've been
just
with?
me.
Well, we've talked about this before, but on paranormal investigations, a lot of activity tends to gravitate towards you, and you're also, you seem to be a little more sensitive to things like that. You'll pick up on things, and more often than not, when you get a weird feeling and we're investigating, something happens. Either we capture a voice we can't explain, or
Right.
a light goes off and on, or something like that. So I would be real excited to go out there if you ever want to go out there again.
I can. I just don't know how long I can stay
That's fine.
there.
I think we should go and record the area and get a look at it and get a feel for it. You may recall when we did the investigation at the Beaver Lodge, when we first got there, of course, we get there at daylight just to get a idea of our surroundings, so we're not stumbling around in the dark. But the guy who was managing it and the caretaker,
It's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I know it.
he was showing us around in some of the woods just behind the lodge, and he was pointing out some trees that had grown bent. And he was talking about how Native Americans would sometimes bend trees
Thong, they call them thong trees.
Yeah.
Thong trees.
They would bend them to point out either a path of travel for hunting or water,
Mm-hmm.
natural resources. It was kind of a map marker
Yeah.
for them.
And it was pointing where the White River would have been, where the lake is now.
Yeah.
But the White River would have been.
Yeah. So the thing about when he was showing us that, I was the only one that heard this, but he was talking about that, and it was right at that same time I hear something go woo like that, and no one else heard it,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard it just off, to a certain direction, and it almost sounded like a dog, but his dog was right there with us, and there, could have been an animal, could have been anything, but it was kind of weird. But yeah, that this whole area that we live in, there's Civil War history.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Trail of Tears.
Native American history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if this cove is I'm kind of leaning toward it may have been related to something Native American potentially, but it could be anything. Have you looked up any kind of history with it or any potential?
I haven't found anything.
Yeah.
On it. Nothing in modern day.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's something that I tell people a lot. It's like, like our house, we bought it brand new.
Mm-hmm.
No one's died in here. There's no anything, but that doesn't mean something hasn't happened on the land.
Yeah.
And it could be the same thing with that, that cove, something residual left on the land. There's something very off on that cove.
I really want to see it now.
It's like, I don't know how to explain it other than saying like impending doom.
Mm-hmm.
It's very negative, very heavy energy in there. And that's, I've been all over this damn lake.
Yeah.
And that's the only place that I don't go to.
Yeah.
And what sucks is the fishing's good where the creek leads
in. Yeah.
But it's every time that I've gone there, and even at a time by accident we ended up in there.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It just.
And it could even be something as simple as just the layout of the area, the position of the trees, the way the shadows might fall.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a feeling of isolation and vulnerability just from natural scenery and surroundings. Right. So it could be that.
Well, even taking, Carson's been with us,
mm-hmm.
And things start happening. You okay, Dad? You all right? Like,
yeah.
He even notices it. And
yeah.
It's just like, we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
It's like something's off.
Yeah.
Which is weird because then you got the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. It is. I'm gonna come out and say it is haunted, and there's been hundreds of people die there when it's a cancer cure hospital. There's a lot of weird energy there, but when I go there, I feel peace.
Yeah,
like it's very peaceful to me.
Yeah,
it's strange how it works. Because you think you'd be more on edge at a place that you mentally know many people's died. It's haunted. You look up the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. It's been on all Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters. It's been on all of them.
Yeah.
Many vloggers have gone up there, found evidence, this and that. But those places, like, I'm at peace with. But that cove, dude, I have to look at the name of it because I don't think it may be called Ford's Cove. I know Ford's Creek drains into it, and it's on the north end of the lake. It's not far from here. It's about a 10, 15-minute boat ride from where we launch.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I'd like to see it. I think it would be interesting to go out there and take a look.
I'll take you out there, but like I said, I don't know.
Now, have you stayed in the boat every time you've gone there, or is there an area
I've never
to
gotten
get
on
out?
land. You can get on. Yeah, you can beach the boat and get on land. I mean, it's woods. It's kind of big hills, because it's in a cove, a ravine.
Yeah.
But no, I've never stuck around long enough to get out and explore anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's day or night.
Yeah.
We can go out there at any time of day, and it's just very uneasy.
Interesting.
feeling. I'd like to, I ought to do it and get like blood pressure cuff or something to monitor my
Yeah.
pulse
Yeah.
to show you guys. It's like, and it's about half, you get about halfway in, and my heart just starts fucking racing, and
Yeah.
God, there's something negative. But yeah, no one else that I've ever been in there with has felt anything.
Yeah.
But it's enough for me to be like, okay, I sound like a bitch, but get me the hell out of here.
No, I totally get it.
And there's not much in this world that I'm scared of.
Yeah.
You know, you've known me long enough. I'll press the limits on anything, especially the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know, that, and it's not evil. It's just negative.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. You know, I've told this story when we recorded with the Sorry It Got Weird guys, which, as a side note, we may start getting some of that audio and releasing it here.
Yes, yeah.
Until we can go in and do a deep edit and start a separate channel for that. But I talked about this with one of those recordings. You know, that same friend Brandon and another buddy of ours, Darren. We went out to this bridge in the middle of nowhere, really, because we heard it was haunted. So, you know, it's kind of a legend tripping type thing, you know.
Is this the Tilly Willy?
No. Tilly Willy's in Fayetteville.
Okay.
This is in Saline County in central Arkansas.
Okay.
We called it the Toll Bridge because it's near a town called Toll. But basically, and I don't know how much it's changed since. I haven't been out there in ages. But when we were going out there, try and see if we could see something spooky, there's couple of different ways you can go in. One is from the toll area, and it's a road off of a sharp curve, and then you have like miles of dirt, one lane dirt road, and then you've got the bridge, and it's a big steel bridge going over the Saline River, and then you have miles of one lane dirt road on the other side of the bridge that leads you out toward a town called Haskell. So you have a single lane dirt road. So if you're driving down it and someone else is coming up, one of you has to back up and move.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it's that tight of a drive. And on either side, on occasion, you'll have like a little area where you can pull off or turn around. But if you're not near one, you have to back up quite a ways to get to one, to get out of the way. On either side of this dirt road, it's nothing but woods and fields, and there's barbed wire fence separating the road from the woods and the fields. But even the fields are lined with trees, so you can kind of see in them, you can kind of not see in them. It's a very remote area at this time, and you get a feeling of isolation and just anything could happen out here and nobody would know,
right,
type thing. And never really got an uneasy feeling while we were out there until we started hearing something, because we found our way to an area that was kind of it was blocked off from the bridge, and they were tearing down the bridge and redoing it at this time. And we were trying to film in this area because we kind of thought we saw something up in the tree line, kind of a haze that kind of moved when we left. So we thought we might have seen something and went back out there to record again. And I mean, this is on an old VHS camcorder. It's that long ago. But in the field to the right of us, we heard something that sounded very big and very, very tall. And it made a sound like that. And we heard it making that same sound repeatedly. And it didn't make other animal noises or anything like that, but it was almost like a deep guttural, not necessarily a grunt or a growl, but kind of something in between.
Right.
And they didn't hear it. Well, Darren didn't hear it the first time we went out there and heard it. Brandon heard it, and I heard it. And at one point, you can hear me on the tape because I'm trying to figure out what I'm hearing, and I'm totally distracted by it, and I'm getting nervous. And at one point, I say, "Okay, it's time to get in the car and go." So I totally know that feeling. Yeah, you get to a point to where you're like, I don't know if something's going to happen or not, but I'm not taking any chances.
Right.
It's time to leave. So I get that.
Yeah, and it's a weird feeling, and it's like I've always thought it's like that's where I'm gonna have a heart attack
Yeah.
in that cove.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of a feeling. I don't know, dude. It's strange.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I would love to see it, and I would like to try, once we see it and get nailed down where it is exactly, I would like to see if we can research anything that might have potentially
I can pull up a
happened
map
there.
and show you exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
On the lake, I can take you right there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know the official name of the cove, and it may be Ford's Cove. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
Yeah.
And there's no, I mean, really, that's the only place I can think of that has ever really done that to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, has the lake always been there at that particular point?
Mm.
Okay.
No. Before the lake was built in the '60s, the White River cut through, but the White River wasn't. I mean, I guess it would be fairly close.
Yeah.
But not in that area, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense, you know.
Yeah.
Because it would wind through, let me follow it. It would run through like here, then down there, and the cove is like back here.
Okay.
It's a fairly long cove.
So the cove itself is most likely man-made.
Man-made, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Army Corps of Engineers that
Yeah.
came out and did the dam.
Yeah.
Beaver Dam.
Now, when they did dam it up to do this, you know, they had to move small towns. They had to move the cemetery also, a couple cemeteries. They relocated some bodies. But there is still some bodies,
Yeah.
you know, buried. I don't know if that spot, that'd be a good research to find out if that's where maybe the cemetery was.
Yeah, could be.
Because they relocated them. There's a cemetery in Garfield
Mm-hmm.
where they relocated a lot of these bodies up on higher ground. I never thought about that until just now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into it because that would be weird if that's a burial site that they moved.
Yeah.
You know.
Or it could have even been some kind of a Civil War encampment at one point.
That too, because they did tromp all through here. You had the big battle
Yeah.
of Pea Ridge and the battle of Prairie Grove.
Yeah.
So they were all through.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
area.
you almost can't talk to somebody out here who at least knows somebody that's found something from the Civil War
Oh, yeah.
on their land
Yeah.
in a lot of these areas out here, because it was just mostly paths of travel, but yeah, there were a couple battles out here.
That's another thing I want to do. I got a metal detector.
Yeah.
And I want to hit up some land up in Pea Ridge and see if they would let me metal detect.
Well, I think if we go out to this cove, we should bring it. I was
Bring it.
going to suggest that, because if we are comfortable enough to get out of the boat, at least for a little bit, it would be interesting to see if we could locate something like that from the Civil War.
Right.
That would explain some
lot,
of
yeah.
that negative feeling.
We also got a fishing magnet. Throw it in the water, reel it in,
Mm-hmm.
magnetize, find keys and shit like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It won't help us in this scenario. I just thought I'd tell you
It'd be
that.
fun to use, though, see if we find anything.
Yeah, Carson and I have used it several times,
Yeah.
and you find it's mostly just trash
Yeah.
that you pull up. We found somebody
Unless
set
you
the keys.
miscast and connect to like a plane flying over or something like that.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Another boat.
Oh, believe me, there's been boats I wanted to throw it at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to do. We should do that on a like a Friday night.
Uh-huh.
It's Friday nights isn't too crowded on the lake. The
Okay.
weekends are just a nightmare,
Yeah,
really, unless
sure.
we got out there early morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, let's see if we can plan that. I would really like to see that. Any location, I think, like I said, I trust your gut on a lot of things, and any location that might make you feel a little uneasy, it might be worth exploring.
uneasy. That's someone that terrifies me.
Yeah. See, yeah, and that's you know.
There's, like I said, there's not much in this world I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, But that cove is,
It's just something about it. That's interesting. Are there any other locations in your drives or travels or?
man, not that I can think of offhand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times. Well, I think I texted this a few years ago. I was spraying, working in a warehouse,
Uh-huh.
and saw a man go by the forklifts. And then when I turned, there was nobody there, no one to be around. Did I ever tell you that?
You may have. You
It,
typically, if something weird happens while you're working, you send me a text.
It was, that's out of the corner of my eye. I saw a man walking towards the forklifts, and I wasn't far from it.
Uh-huh.
And you look, and then you look again, and he's gone.
Yeah.
But it's a wide open space. There's no way that he could have escaped
Yeah.
without walking this open space and being seen.
Yeah.
And when I went over by the forklift, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
I remember asking the owner if anybody has ever died in there. And they have had a death. Somebody had a heart attack in there. Don't know if that's what I saw, but they said they've never seen anything strange. But I know for damn sure that man walked that forklift.
Yeah.
And it was gone.
How did you break that question to the owner? You got anybody dying in here?
So, well, the owner, I deal with his house and the business, and I've done it for many, many years.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked paranormal and amongst
Yeah.
other subjects. So I feel free enough just to come out and be like, hey, have you ever had a death here?
Do you know if the owner had ever seen anyone in there that?
He said he's never
Never. Okay.
seen anything or felt anything. And
Yeah.
he has expressed he doesn't believe,
Yeah.
in that. Then I've asked him if he wanted to go on an investigation. He's like, I have no interest.
Yeah.
It's like, so I like bringing skeptical people or people that don't believe in
Yeah.
it. I think it's fun and entertaining. But I can't offhand think of any place that's really
Yeah.
creeped me out or gave me I mean, we've done investigations where I've had emotions.
Yeah.
Then we end up finding evidence
Yeah.
with that cove, though. That cove takes, the Tilly Willie Bridge, same thing. I didn't have any
Yeah.
feelings up until I did, with that
And then you heard something in your ear.
whisper in my ear.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't know. I'm still skeptic on the whole thing. The stuff that and of course there's more times we didn't find nothing versus we finding something, but the few times that we really found stuff were kind of really big.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you hear stories of, and this is, I mean, I've heard it so much, it's almost like it's part of the lore, but you hear stories about cryptids like, Bigfoot or something like that. And when a lot of people that claim to have seen something like that say that they were just paralyzed with fear. They just got an intense feeling of fear and fight or flight kicks in and they end up running off. And a lot of Native Americans talk about, that believe in the existence of creatures like that, say that they have the ability to put fear in you, almost like it's a pheromone that they release that affects people.
Right.
And you just panic. So, and I'm not saying there's Bigfoot out there, but there could be something in the area that has a similar effect, whether it's the layout or whether there's something natural about the area.
Right.
But yeah, I would be real interested to see it.
I'll take you there.
Yeah.
We did. Me and Carson last night had a weird thing happen.
Mm-hmm.
So our neighbors are gone on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of watching their house. And after we got back from dinner, Jessica, Carson, and I were on the back porch talking. Jessica goes back inside, and he's sitting on the other side. And he kind of looks at their house, and he's like, there's a bedroom upstairs. He's like, has that light always been on? He's like, I think I just saw a light go on in their house. And so I go out there, and it's one of their daughter's bedrooms. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't. They've been gone for a couple of days now. Well, since Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So the Friday night, Saturday, I didn't notice it Friday night. But so then I call him, be like, "Hey, does your daughter leave her light on, or like what's going on?" This is about 10 o'clock at night, and he's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, do you want me to go in there and clear the house?" And so I grabbed my knife, my Bowie knife,
Mm-hmm.
and I go over there and I'm clearing the house and get to that particular bedroom, and I flip the switch off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go to his other daughter's bedroom across the hallway there, and to me it looks like there's somebody in her bed. Like you can almost see the form of
Now,
the legs.
Is the light on in there, or is it?
It's off.
It's dark.
So I go in there. I see that. I flip the switch on. I get my knife ready, and I go grab these legs to rip them out of bed. And it was just the blanket, the way it was, but it looked like a perfect body in there. So tonight we're gonna go out there and see if that light turns on, or if it was just a fluke, or what. We didn't notice it before.
Maybe it was just left on by accident.
Well, Carson thinks he saw it switch on.
Okay.
But last night there was lightning in the distance. So I don't know if he saw like lightning. It just focused on that, or what had happened.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope the light's on again tonight.
Yeah. That reminds me. There was Tiff and I were driving around once, and this was many years ago, but we were driving around downtown, in the neighborhoods that are kind of back behind, where Susie Q's was, and
that
part of
4th,
town.
5th Street, all that
part of town. A lot of those neighborhoods that have the old big houses.
Yeah.
We were driving around there, and we saw one that said open house. So we stopped, and we get out, and we try calling the number on it to see, because there was a phone number you could call, and the realtor would come out and show you the house. So we called the number and left a voicemail. And while we're looking around, it's a big white old 2-story house, and there's like a shop in the back. There's a lot of cool stuff about it, and the realtor called back and said, "It's unlocked. Just go on in and look around. If you need me to come out and show you anything or talk about anything, I can. But she said, just help yourself. Just walk around. It's fine." So big, heavy glass storm door on the front, and it was unlocked. So we opened it, and we flipped the light on, and we're walking around. And it kind of has an open layout where you can go all the way around, a lot of it. And upstairs, you could do a complete loop through a little hallway. But we're downstairs. There's like, the living room has kind of been modified to be like an area where there's like a guest bed in there in one corner. And then the kitchen, they were doing some work on the floor. But that's pretty much all that's on the lower level. It was kind of an L shape, and then you had stairs going up. So we kind of just perused the first floor. It was okay. It was kind of a neat old house. And we decided to go and look upstairs. And we start to walk back into the living room. And so we're walking alongside where the stairs are, about to turn and go up the stairs. And then we hear what sounded like a cabinet upstairs slam shut.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, what the heck was that? Is there somebody in here? Because we were like, there's somebody in here. We kind of called out. I turned on the light that flipped the upstairs light on. And I told Tiff, okay, wait here, I'll go and check it out. And I went upstairs. I did the loop. The area where you kind of go into another bedroom sitting area. And then when you make this loop and come into this hallway, there's like a bathroom, there's an access to the attic. and it looked like a laundry area. So there are wooden cabinets that kind of line that area. None of them were open. I couldn't find a single window open. There was no breeze, no draft, and there was nobody up there. And so that was really strange. And then Tiff came on up and looked around a little bit, but at that point we were both like, you know, we don't want to stick around too long.
That's
Because I mean, you could hear a solid slam. And even recently, Tiff brought that place up and said, you guys need to go there and see if it's empty again. Because I think not too long after that, it did sell. So there were new owners living in it. But I don't know if it's back on the market. We may want to see if we can get in
that would
there.
that would be awesome. You know, a lot of those houses around there hold a lot of history.
Yeah.
And there's a house on the corner of, I think it's 4th and Persimmon, that Jessica and I almost bought years and years ago. We backed out.
Mm-hmm.
Back we were just dating.
Yeah.
But I used to know the people that lived in it, or they were friends of mine. We used to party in that house a lot.
Uh-huh.
But that house had a lot of strange activity with it. And I forget it. The house dates back way back. It's in the early 1900s. It has to be well over 100 years old by now. Still standing, still there. But that house, I would love to, for one, to go back in it just for the nostalgia, because I haven't been in that house in 25 something years.
Yeah.
But I know there's something lurking. You know, in my parents' house,
Uh-huh.
their old house, there was a male ghost in there. So they're one of my clients now.
Mm-hmm.
So I go there every few months. No one lives in the house. I don't think that ghost is still there.
Really, it's gone now.
It's an empty shell in there, dude. There's no
Really?
feelings. Like, that house has no soul or anything to it anymore. It's been, they use it, but it's been vacant now for 6-7 years. And that always surprises me because, I mean, everybody has seen this male figure.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in the family has experienced stuff. You know, we did the investigation there at that time. But it's like, I don't think it's there anymore. There's no emotion, there's no soul, there's no nothing to the house.
I wonder if the Centerton place, which was connected, I wonder if that one feels just as vacant.
See, I wondered if he's just there.
It could have gone back, yeah.
You know, maybe when a family moved out, no one moved in. I don't know, but and I'm in there a lot by myself.
Yeah.
And you don't get any, no vibes, no.
Yeah.
Because like even growing up in that house, there's many times it's like somebody watching you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, I don't want to say active. You didn't have shit slamming around or nothing, but like when we first bought the house, my mom and dad bought the house. It's we needed a new carpet in there, so it's my mom and us 3 kids. There's no furniture. There's no nothing in the house, and we were these people that owned it before had a ceiling fan in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the dining room, which is all connected. And Mom was sitting there talking to the carpet guy. And all of a sudden, the kitchen light and fan just turned on by itself.
Uh-huh.
Nobody was nowhere near the switch or anything. And we're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then from that point on, it just, you know, my dad didn't really believe in the stuff, but he saw a man goes walk across the hallway, enough to holler for my brother, thinking it was my brother. My brother was downstairs sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever was in that house, I don't think no longer resides there. I think it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's weird walking into your home that you grew up in, and there's no soul.
Yeah.
You know, there's no attachment, not even to my childhood. I mean, there's no attachment. It's so strange. Like I tell my mom, it's just an empty shell now. It's just, there's no attachment whatsoever with that house anymore. But
yeah, I can't imagine that. I've had friends that moved a lot, and so, you know, moving from one house to another was, you know, just got to be kind of a way of life for them. They didn't even really think about it or have as much attachment to it. My parents are still in the house that I grew up in, and
Oh, wow.
we moved to when I was 2. So that place will always have strong
Right.
attachment to me. So
Right.
I can't think about not having feelings or emotions for a place, because
It's weird when you don't.
yeah,
Because mom and dad lived there damn near 30 years,
yeah,
but our house had something. It was shortly after dad died, we started having the TV would go on
yeah,
by itself. The dishwasher would start by itself.
yeah.
Funny story. Carson has seen something fly across his room.
Uh-huh.
And we always say that it's dad.
Yeah.
So there's this one evening, the TV in the living room was on because we just left it on. And it was after we were playing the original Nintendo,
Uh-huh.
that little box unit that you have all the games.
Oh yeah. The re-release.
Yeah.
The or some kind of anniversary edition or something. Yeah.
And so we kind of just got up, left the TV on for whatever reason, left the controllers, out. And after a while, Carson, you hear him come into the living room, then he just bolts in our bedroom, like terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your problem, dude? He's like, somebody's playing Nintendo. They're jumping, they're moving. Someone's playing Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what? So I go out there. It was, the screensaver thing that could,
Yeah.
He thought a ghost was
Yeah.
sitting there playing.
See, we grew up with the
Yeah.
We grew up with that thing, so we know.
It's like, damn, son, come on.
It's almost like a demo.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
demo. It just it shows up on screen, starts playing.
But once I told him what it was, you just saw the relief in his face because he
No,
thought
I imagine that'd be weird to see. That would freak you out. If
he's
you
never seen
Yeah,
stuff do that.
yeah.
Are they shooting off fireworks out there?
Sounds like it. Yeah.
They were doing that last night too. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We're gonna see if we can't go somewhere to make Mike scared.
Yeah, we'll do that adventure soon. I'm actually about to renew my tags on my boat, so I'll
Yeah.
be.
Well, we've talked about getting out more, and I know we're right in the middle, getting close to the end of summer, and it's pretty hot. But we still want to go some places, and I think we'll continue to do so when fall hits, because fall will be ideal.
Perfect.
It's
Well-
perfect weather around here during the fall.
We wanted to do more trips. For one, it's been raining more than normal. Like, we should be dry and miserable.
Yeah, we've gotten a
Right
lot of
now.
rain this summer, and most of it has hit on the weekends.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
It's rainy off and on today, and then of course with Jessica's health, and it's been difficult. But we'll do what we can do, and not make any promises. But we'll definitely do this. Like, I'll take you to that cove.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay there, but
That's fun.
I'll show you where it's at.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of got to thinking about that after the Randonautica stuff, looking for places that give you a weird feeling, but you don't have to use an app for that. Sometimes you just know of a place, that
yeah.
I don't like going there for whatever reason. And I don't know, I kind of want to explore that a little bit and find out what's going on there that makes us feel that way. So,
Yeah, I'll
Could be fun.
do some thinking out there because I know there's more places.
yeah. Cool.
I'll have to ask Jessica.
Yeah. If anyone watching is in the area and you know of any odd, weird feelings you get from visiting a place, let us know. We'll take a look.
Well, I'll always go.
Yeah.
I'll always go and check things out. So,
Cool.
all right. Well, you guys have a good one. We'll see you again here in a few days.
When we see them. We'll
When
see
we
you
see
when we see you.
Thanks for all the love that you guys given us, the comments, the likes, the subscriptions.
Yeah, it's been great lately. Thank you. It's encouraging, and we hope at the very least you guys are entertained. I don't know how much we can bring to the table, but